My name is Akulivik. I'm 22 years old and I'm from Akulivik. What I dislike about my town is the alcohol that's been happening too much, and the abusing, the vandalism, the bullying, all those kinds of stuff.
Domestic violence between the partners, husband and wives, and alcohol consumption.
Oh yes, I hear that all the time. In the morning when I go back to work, somebody's been hit, somebody's in jail.
I'm not gonna say it's everyone who drinks that causes problem. It's not that, but it's people who are hurt inside that can't show their emotions when they're sober. I think they act to it when they get drunk. People start fighting, start arguing, start letting their children scared or start going out angry. It's what people do. It's the reality. Like, you gotta say what it is. When they get drunk, they like to hurt other people, or they like to break stuff or anything to break something or anybody. That's what I see. And the kids, what happens in the house, what the parents affect the kids. And I think that's mostly what the kids do the bad stuff about.
I can compare myself. When I was a child, I had a very bad experience with sexual abuse when I was 8 years old with a male adult, and it was traumatic, and it changed my life, not for the better, I think, but for the worst. That was just only one incident, but we have multiple children who have a multiple experience on a bad incidents between family fighting or something like that. It affects the child and hurt inside.
Like when the parents, because usually, the father starts beating up the mother, and the kids watch those stuff, like it affects them inside, and they don't know what to do about it. So they start breaking stuff, and because they're kids, they don't understand life yet. It's because the parents are the role models. That's what they show them.
Maybe some trauma happened to them when they were younger?
For my case, I completely written off that side of the history from my life, and I just completely forgot about it, and I act as if nothing happened to me ever since I decided to forget about it and begged to forget about it, didn't want to remember about it.
I had a long-term, well, not long-term, but 3 years relationship with this guy, and I experienced the nightmare of my life, because he would abuse me every day, a couple of times a day. He once even pointed a gun in my head, like I was nobody to him. He would wake me up, well, a few times with a wire on my neck super tight until I couldn't breathe or hold my neck.
I was at my 50s when I finally realized that, hey, I've been sexually abused.
I used to have bruises all over my body. He never wanted me to tell nobody, because he would regret it afterwards. And I would never tell anybody except my best friend. And one time he even got my best friend, a black guy, because she was trying to help me while he was beating me up. And that was a few days before my graduation. So I had a black guy on my graduation.
That happened to me, so I didn't even remember for a long time, for probably maybe 40 years, 45 years.
Not really express, but he would only tell me he's sorry. He would regret it. He would tell me not to break up with him each and every time. I'm getting emotional. He never told me what was the problem. Suddenly he became a cheater. He would admit it, and when I tried to leave him, he would just try to kill me like I was nothing. I'm still traumatized.
And I was right at my cousin's house in Silhouette. I was in Silhouette. The guy who abused me was from Silhouette, but he was lost out in the tundra. There was a lot of rescue, search and rescue operation during that time, and I finally remembered I was probably 55 years old, maybe younger, and I burst out and I said, I've been done this and that, and my first time I remember.
That's why I never told him, but I used to tell my mom. She used to cry the next day when I go home from his place. She used to cry and hug me, like being happy because I'm still alive.
Who are the biggest victims of domestic violence in Akulivik, in your opinion?
Family members, mainly women and the children. Children get hurt and they cannot explain that. They only want their parents to be sober.
Men hitting women.
I had my own personal life, but I don't know about the other children, if they remember or not, after being going through the traumatic experience. But I would imagine if they remember it, it must be very hard, very hard.
Because even my ex-boyfriend's parents would just watch him do this to me.
When they do express, it's like they're talking to a ghost because parents don't listen to them.
My brothers would never believe when I tried to tell them about it because my ex-boyfriend was my brother's best friend. Because he would always deny, please, please, like no matter how tough words as women give you guys to give you the urge to hit us or anything, just go take a breath, think twice if you really need to hit women. Like, remember, we can't fight back. You got the muscle, we don't. And if you're just gonna keep beating up your wife, your girlfriend, your mother, anything, anybody, why don't you just stay alone, stick with men who can calm you down, or stay single? Like, if you're gonna be like that, you don't deserve a woman. That's what I think. For real, you seriously need help.